I bet you will.
No, I'm getting it from the website.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Frank.
And I'm Mark.
Okay, here's the thing. Usually we have a special edition for YouTube. We found out that we're going to get kicked out about 5:30. So we're going to try to squeeze as much as we can. Real quick, our blog. What happened last show, we put it on YouTube, and for some express good enough, and that has a Godzilla link on a Godzilla community page. It has our radio show, which I haven't done. It's going to premiere a new season right after this show. Probably premiere sometime next week. Okay, and then there's a bunch of other goodies. Also, you can find me on Facebook. Right now, I'm on Instagram, and what Instagram does is I'll be posting pictures of this show on Instagram, and automatically it uploads to Instagram. Excuse me, I upload to Instagram, and it uploads automatically to Facebook and to Twitter. Okay, that's a big announcement right there. So, real quick, let's get into the show. I got to do my Clark Kent here. And we got Wonder Woman because she's the biggest hit of the year, believe it or not. Shin Godzilla. Okay, we're going to talk about that. The Blu-ray finally came out. Shin Godzilla was the Japanese version of a brand new Godzilla. The original man, Haruo Nakajima, I'm not saying that correctly, but he was the first man to play Godzilla in a suit. He passed away at 88 years old. We're going to be talking more about that and more about Godzilla community page on the next show. I thought it was going to be the last show. We found out we got cut out at 5:30, so we're going to have one more show for the end of summer. And I'll be taking off on September because I'll be working with music, blah, blah, blah. More on the next show. Anyway, so, and I mentioned Godzilla because one of the big ratings is Sharknado. Yeah, this one's called Sharknado Feeding Frenzy. This talks about the making of parts 1, 2, and 3. And it's funny, real quick, it's like at the very beginning they couldn't get any cameos. Nobody wanted to do it. Actually, the film was called Dark Skies, just to get the actors signed up, believe it or not. And was it Ian Ziering? Am I saying that right?
Ian Ziering.
And we all know the story. He even admitted
91210.
There you go. And his wife said, listen, you got to work, okay? You can't sit around collecting residuals from the show.
91210.
There you go. And so his wife said, you need to work. I don't care what it is. It's a dumb shark. I don't care. You got to work. Now you got family because you got the kid and stuff like that. And he thanks his wife because he's up to like $500,000 a paycheck. And the main reason I'm saying that is because Wonder Woman, the biggest picture of the year, okay, and she only got paid $500,000. So that was a big write-up in Hollywood Reporter. And people were asking, so how does that measure up? Well, Ian, along with Tara Reid, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. They're both executive producers, believe it or not, which means they got an extra paycheck, not only starring in the movie. Okay. If anybody saw Sharknado 5, yeah, it's stupid, silly, ridiculous.
Yeah, they're up to 5.
They're up to 5. I love the movie because compared to the other boring junk,
it's better.
Yeah, compared to Transformers, Cars, Alien. Oh God, Planet of the Apes. These movies were horrible. Yeah. But there's a reason I'm saying that. We'll catch up to that. Anyway, yeah. Feeding Frenzy behind the scenes of a B movie. I definitely recommend this. Okay, now with Wonder Woman, yes, we could try to mention Star Trek before the end of the show. Let's go to the top 5. We're going to wrap it up because we got a lot more things to talk about in the next show in 2 weeks. So that's why I want to cover it now, get this out of the way, because the summer's basically over, okay? And then he's going to do some movie reviews. Real quickly, let me get this list over here. Okay, here it is. The top 5 worldwide. Beauty and the Beast, Wonder Woman. Worldwide. She made it to number 2. Guardians, excuse me, my mistake. Beauty and the Beast, Fate and the Furious, Despicable Me is the 3rd biggest movie of the year, animation. Guardians, and then Wonder Woman. But this is worldwide. Wonder Woman is number 5 only because China, it didn't do good. Maybe the chauvinists, I don't know. Maybe they didn't find it cute enough. China kind of failed Wonder Woman. If it made another 100 million, thanks to China, it would have been Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Thank you. Okay, getting a little tongue-tied. But in the U.S., and I'm going to bring a point here. Top 5 is Beauty and the Beast, then Wonder Woman, U.S., Guardians of the Galaxy, then Spider-Man, and then Despicable Me, number 3. Okay? So, what's happening is Fate and the Furious. Here's a warning. It was like the biggest picture of the year, 2nd biggest picture of the year, right? Mm-hmm. But not in the U.S., believe it or not. It barely cleared over 200 million. That's a warning sign that people in the U.S. are getting tired of Fate and Furious, okay? And same thing like Spider-Man. It's huge, top 5 in the U.S., but not worldwide, believe it or not. So already there's a warning sign. Now, the main reason we said it the last time, a lot of people are getting tired of the franchises, and that's point blank, that's what's happening. But Hollywood is so scared. I'm going to jump around here for a second. Let me just get this out of the way. I was going to mention later. Studios actually want to bring back Hunger Games and Twilight franchise.
Oof.
Is that desperate or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Very.
Look at Will and Grace TV. They already got renewed for the 2nd season.
It hasn't been out yet.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Full House. They're gonna get renewing it for I don't know. God knows how many seasons.
Jeez.
Remember King of the Hill?
Yes.
I hated that cartoon. They're gonna bring that back.
Well, at least it's a cartoon.
Right. But still wasn't funny. Coen Brothers wanted to come out with a Western. Hollywood said no, they're bringing it to Netflix. Coen Brothers was the Oscar babies. You know, they were the champions of the world with the Oscars.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, and now they got to go to Netflix. Okay.
Everybody's got to go to Netflix eventually.
Yeah. So the whole tide is turning. Good example, a movie we both didn't see. Tom Hanks, Academy Award winner, Saving Private Ryan, even Sully made over 100 million, directed by Clint Eastwood. Right. Emma Watson, Beauty and the Beast, the biggest picture of the year worldwide. John Boyega, Star Wars dude. Right.
Right.
The Circle came out Friday. The theaters pulled it by Sunday. Lasted 1 weekend. Yeah. So star power is.
Well, yeah, because you can't give 100% credit for Beauty and the Beast succeeding to Emma Watson. Come on, it was already a blockbuster, and you just it's sort of like you're just singing over someone's song. It's sort of like if I get credit for coming out with Every Breath You Take, and I start rapping over it, and it becomes number 1.
Yeah.
It's because it was a number 1 song.
Exactly.
So please, don't give too much credit to people who just show up.
Okay, and now here's a thing about the top 5. Annabelle, Dunkirk is still number 2, believe it or not. And Dark Tower already is going to be gone next weekend. It's not even going to clear 50 million. Girls Trip, Emoji, Spider-Man, and Kidnap with Halle Berry. Before I get into that, again, we're mentioning that we're on live. We're celebrating 29 years this summer. It's not bragging, it's surviving. Scaramouche did in the last 2 weeks, and the president fired him, okay? You heard about Naomi Watts, 2-time Oscar nominee. Her show was called Gypsy. I did a thing there. The scene got cut out. No big deal, but the show sucked anyway. Canceled. A 2-time Academy Award winning actress, Naomi Watts, and the show got canceled by Netflix. Oh, that hurts. When Netflix cancels the show, woo! Okay, so in our case, 29 years is a matter of survival. And the thing is, we got renewed to the end of the year. Okay, so even though we're taking September off, we're going to be back October, November, December. And the main reason I mentioned this top 5, who is going to knock any of these films up in the top 5? There's only one film coming down the pike, and that is Star Wars. The year is basically over.
Yeah, and I'm afraid to say I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think the Star Wars is going to be top 5?
I don't. Well, no, I'm saying I don't think it's going to knock out Beauty and the Beast. Spider-Man, maybe.
The only reason, it's like the Fast and the Furious. When Paul Walker died, everybody watched to see the movie.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen with Star Wars.
Why? Who's going to die?
Princess Leia died. So
All right.
everybody going to see her last performance. That's what's going to push the film. As far as the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think it will take the number, if I'm right, the number 4 spot. It'll knock out Spider-Man.
it'll be in the top 5.
Right.
Will it be number 1?
No, I don't think so.
It
That's my
will-
prediction.
It probably will because the whole Carrie Fisher passing away thing. So that's going to help the. I mean, the storyline sucks. We both agree the Force Awakens is the storyline is a remake for crying out loud Star Wars.
Yeah,
You know?
we said it, and we got bashed. Nobody was on board until a
They
couple.
started
Yeah,
seeing it, yeah.
yeah, until a couple more weeks went by. Then all of a sudden, everybody got braved. I mean, everyone got brave and decided, hey, I'm gonna tell how I really felt about it.
Rogue One was a better movie. Even though the third
Yes.
part, got the.
But there's still there's still those who had to love the Force Awakens who will not. Who still won't want to say, "Oh, Rogue One was a better movie." They said,
Denial.
"Oh, there's such denial. It's not a Star Wars movie. Star Wars movies are supposed to be nice and cute, and everybody's supposed to be hugging and kissing." I'm like, you're in denial. The first Star Wars wasn't about that. The second Star Wars wasn't about that. Maybe the third one where they brought in the teddy bears. But come on, Wake up.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
yeah, the return of the teddy bears.
yeah. Because they couldn't afford
The
the
teddy bear,
Chewbacca's.
yeah, the teddy bear awakens.
The Ewoks. Okay, now I know we're a little bit rushing. We're trying to squeeze out as much as I can because in 2 weeks we'll be back for the final show of the summer. We got some announcements there, so we'll try to clear this up. Let's catch up. Movie reviews. Okay, real quickly, there's a couple of films we didn't see. We don't mention it. We didn't see them, so we're just gonna mention the movies we did see. Okay, real quick for me, Emoji. I wanted to see more Patrick Stewart as Captain Poop, and just couple jokes he had. We're number 2. We're number 2. Get it, Poop, number 2. Anyway, that was a highlight. That was the joke, folks. Okay,
That was it?
That was it. Yeah, there was no humor to the movie.
So it's just basically a paycheck movie.
Exactly, and he wasn't even. Maybe he was like the 5th or 7th character down the line. He had a couple scenes in the beginning and at the end, and that was it.
These guys should be ashamed of themselves.
1 out of 5. Okay, Kidnap with Halle Berry. I like the movie. Okay, if you can believe The Rock battling a submarine and he puts the rocket into the submarine manually on the ASCAP and Fast and the Furious. If you're okay with that, then you got no problem with Halle Berry. It's like, how come she didn't run the guy over at the beginning of the movie? Okay, you got to check your brain at the door. But I got to admit, she was pretty good. And I kind of liked it. 3 out of 5. Wait for Netflix. Okay, she did another horror movie, kind of like she was like a revenge movie. I forget the name of it.
No, it was where someone gets kidnapped also, and she's like a telephone 911 operator.
Right. If you like that movie, you will like Kidnap.
It's the same one.
It's
Same movie.
It's basically the same movie. But if you didn't like the last one, then you're not gonna like this one. Wait for Netflix. I like Halle Berry, so that's okay.
And Catwoman, to tell you the truth, once you see it on Netflix, it's funny.
That was a pretty good comedy.
Yeah, it's a pretty good comedy.
Didn't mean to
on
be a
Netflix,
comedy, but
yeah.
it was a pretty funny comedy.
Pretty good comedy on Netflix.
Okay, and the films I did not see, Valerian and Dark Tower. You did see both these pictures.
Yes. Valerian and the Planet of 1,000 Cities and Dark Tower.
Now you told me last time. He told me before the show, and somehow we kind of rushed and we didn't talk about Valerian.
Yes.
But you went to see a preview. Tell them what happened about the preview, and you couldn't talk about it. Remember?
Well, I'm not talking about the previews. I wasn't supposed to talk about it. I was just going to say that I went to see it on my own dime because I'm not supposed to say I saw this preview. So I'm going to say this. I went to see it on my own dime, and Valeria was a beautiful. It's like a PlayStation 4 type beautiful cinematic movie. But no substance. It's just it felt flat. It was sort of like a flat burger,
like cotton candy,
or like a flat pizza.
Like cotton candy. It tasted good, but there's no fluff.
Yeah, it tasted. I wouldn't say it tasted good. It's
What a comparison! I'm sorry, folks.
They had 2 people who, I want to try to say the positives about it. 2 people who tried their best, but in the end of the day, you didn't care about either or. You didn't see a chemistry. So who knows?
Miscast, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for both. And the story sort of was alluded to something, and at one point or another, I just stopped caring.
He shouldn't have written the movie himself. He should have had other writers. And it was based on a graphic novel. I think that was sometimes the graphic novels just don't translate very good. And the best example of a graphic novel that doesn't translate is The Watchmen. that goes down in history as one of the best graphic novels out there, and it's a horrible movie thanks to Zack Snyder, but that's another story. Okay, so you wrote that off.
Yes.
Okay, Dark Tower, how was that?
I'm going to try to find
Better?
the positive, the
Was it
positive aspects of it. Positive aspects of it. It was well shot. Every scene was beautiful. You know, the acting was on par. Some good action scenes, but I stopped caring somewhere along the movie. It seemed a little hokey, where they tried to present one thing, you know, traveling between worlds and otherworldly events and magic, and I just stopped caring. And so did the audience. I think some people were snoring in there. At one point, I complained to some guy because he wouldn't put his phone down because it started bothering me. And I don't know how I find these people. Out of everywhere he could sit, the whole theater was almost empty. The guy was 2 seats in front of me. He could have sat anywhere because the whole theater was almost empty. There was probably, you could count the amount of people in there, like 10 people. So he wouldn't get out. I said, could you please turn off the phone? He goes, I don't have my phone on. But he was, and I said, I don't care whether or not you're on or off, but put the screen down because the light reflection is bothering me. You know, so I spent more time arguing with this guy to turn off the phone, and eventually I had to call in an usher.
That's why people get shot in the movie house.
Oh, I'm not saying that. But that's why people don't like the movie experience. That's one of the things that's killing the movie experience.
You should have bad luck.
I guess so. I guess they seek me out. They probably feel my presence, my aura, and they seek me out and make what do you call this experience even worse.
I always go to the side of the theater.
It was a side.
I was
at the side, yeah.
Wow.
I was over here at the side, and he's boom right there, like boom. And in the whole theater, he could sit anywhere. He could have his whole pick. But it's for some reason he just wanted to sit there and be a jerk. He ate all his popcorn, and as soon as he finished his popcorn, like 20 minutes into it, then he left.
Woo, okay.
And that's what the review of, what was it called, Dark Tower?
Dark Tower.
Dark
But
Tower,
the thing is, then the movie only cost like 50, 60 million to make. Really cheap.
Oh,
and
good.
I think maybe even less.
Maybe it'll make its money back.
Now that it's making money back, it's doing good overseas.
Great.
Believe it or not. But believe it or not, from what I heard, is that the movie's basically a movie preview of the TV show. Address is going to do the TV show. It's going to be like a miniseries.
Well, he's
That's
a good
the direction
actor.
they're going to go in. So
Yeah, he's a good actor, and the story just, kind of dull.
okay, let's go to some other news now.
Yes.
This is the news part of the show. And let me see. I got a couple of things. I got 3 stories. Itty bitty matty mo. Let's go to this one. Basically, the whole thing about Walt Disney. They pulled out from Netflix, which is kind of dumb, so they do their own streaming service. There's too many streaming services out there.
Right.
And so Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and a bunch of other people said, bad idea. You pull out of Netflix, and then you're going to wait until 2019 to come up with the streaming service. The whole thing is turning upside down.
It's not a good idea. Blockbuster tried to do it.
Yeah, when Coen Brothers...
Too little, too late.
When Coen Brothers go over to Netflix, and a lot of other people go to Amazon, these cable channels are taking over Hollywood, believe it or not. All the great talent is jumping ship. They're jumping Hollywood, sequels, reboots, and all this crap. Superheroes, Spider-Man did not do good. I mean, it did okay worldwide, right? But the damn friggin' picture costs over $200 million to
it was
market.
a nice film.
Yeah. So right there, everybody says Spider-Man should just stick to the Marvel Universe. Don't stop making the solo movies. They're still insisting on going ahead with Sinister Six. But anyway, what was happening with the whole cable thing, transition, and something we started talking about in the last show.
Right. About Disney.
Yeah. Talk about the whole Marvel thing. What happened with that?
Well, with the whole Marvel thing, I think Disney, it's sort of like they're praising or they're overvaluing their product. A lot of the Marvel stuff on Netflix is horrible. Disney's got to wake up and realize that their product will suffer. If they put it on the Disney Channel, on their Disney streaming service, they're going to have to saturate it even more. You can't put people like the Punisher on it. The Punisher's on Netflix. It's a Marvel. He's basically, his magic power is shooting people.
Right.
I mean, how are you going to show that on a Disney Channel? Oh, this is Disney. Oh, clean for your kids. La 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 la. Guess what? We're going to have a psychopathic murderer shooting people and cutting people's heads off. Hey, you want to watch this?
Well,
Hey,
yeah. Well,
how's it gonna fly?
It's funny because that happened in Rogue One. Garth Edwards, who directed the movie, he based it on Apocalypse Now, right? And this, he said, no, we got to make it for the kiddies. Did anybody read the title, Star Wars? So
I guess they forgot at the wars.
Yeah, so now Wars is part of the Disney. You know, I mean, is that a total contradiction? As far as I'm concerned, Star Wars and Disney is up there with Jumbo Shrimp. How can a shrimp be Jumbo?
Yeah, it's like if you look at the other properties that Marvel has on television, be it Netflix, be it on television, it's awful. The only one that succeeded out of all that so far from Netflix was Daredevil.
Right.
The other ones people hated. They hated Iron Fist, they hated Luke Cage, and they hated Jessica Jones.
You got to take it easy with Jennifer Jones. I'm supposed to be on that show soon.
Okay, but this is what I'm telling you.
I'm going to be out of a gig.
You'll probably be out of gig because if they're going to wait till 2019 to put it on the Disney thing, it'll probably get canceled.
Yeah, but those shows are still playing now, though. The contract is still going.
They're doing the Defenders thing.
Okay.
And who knows how long that's going to go until Disney pulls it out and said, we're going to wait 2 years till we go. I mean, they're overvaluing their product. Do they know they think that Thor is a smash hit? I mean, what's the best product that Marvel even has out there? One movie of the Avengers, one movie of Iron Man, probably 2 of Captain America. Thor wasn't that great as a series. Who else do they have? Guardians of the Galaxy. The first one was great. The second one, everyone said, boo.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, all these titles you mentioned, let's include...
S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
It's pretty bad. Boo.
Well, okay, let's... what was it? The Ant-Man, okay? All the Marvel
pretty
movies
good.
made over $500 million.
Right.
Okay. This
Really?
is what... apparently, even the Thor movies, the worst one still made $400 million. So it's all about the cash, of course.
Yeah. You know how many Thor movies they made?
Yeah, well, they only made 2. The third one is coming out in November.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought they only made 1.
No,
I saw both
2.
of them. I forgot one of them.
The second one, you barely
second-
remember it.
That's what I'm saying. They were so bad. They merged in my mind as one movie.
Right.
One dud.
Well, they're finally going to have the Planet Hulk with Thor.
Yeah, that's going to be good because Hulk is good. Hulk is always an entertaining character.
But not as far as a solo movie.
No. Solo movies, when they had the second Hulk movie, because the first CGI was terrible. The second Hulk movie was terrific, but they sort of just killed it because the Ed Norton, who was in it, they didn't get along with him. And that's why they killed the third movie. It's not because it was bad. It was great, but it was amazing. But they just had to kill it because they couldn't get along with Ed Norton.
Yeah, and, well, if you see the Blu-ray or DVD, you see about 45 minutes deleted scenes. That's all the stuff that Ed Norton wrote for the movie. He decided to be the writer on the movie.
I thought it was 45 minutes of him arguing with everybody on set.
Yeah.
And the producers. That would have been great. 45 minutes of him arguing with everybody, directors, producers, and studio heads.
Yeah, and then he wanted to go ahead and edit the movie. What's it called? I forgot the terminology. There's a terminology. He had the final edit rights.
The final save.
For the editing, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's a privilege. You know, not even top directors do that. They gave him in his contract. And the way he edited his movie, they said, okay, we're going to take this away from you and edit everything that you did in the movie, the road. That was the 45 minutes that they took out. And they said, okay, let's find another actor who won't give us a hard time.
Hard time, right.
And that was, what's his name again?
I don't even know. I don't know. That just goes to
show. He was in the movie in Spotlight, which was an Academy Award winning for Best Picture. He played the reporter.
But that
Sorry.
that even just goes to show you what they need for the Hulk. All you need is nondescript actor.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is the Hulk. Who cares about Bruce Banner? Nobody cares. It's sort of like I got to sit there and spend time waiting to become Batman, or I got to spend time till you want to put on the Iron Mask uniform. I'm like, enough of your stories, Stark. You're a boring character. Boo.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, what was it, the third movie was so bad for me.
Iron Man
because
was horrible.
Yeah, it was
Iron Man
horrible
number 3
because
was
he didn't want to
horrible.
put on the suit. He's like, oh, I want to act. I don't want to see you acting. I want to see that suit.
Yeah, well, and that's what's happening with a lot of these actors.
Yeah.
The days are numbered. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No more $20 million payday and stuff like that. You have a problem. Ben Affleck was told, okay, you're not going to direct because your last film you directed a tank. If as you're writing, we're going to have another director. He didn't like the script you wrote. Your script out. You got a problem with this? And Ben Affleck, no, I'll still play Batman. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, because
Batman, what other gig? Because Batman can be replaced. Any superhero can be replaced. And a lot of these actors think, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
There's going to be a reboot down the line. They're going to find a way younger guy, up and coming, who's not going to ask for $20-30 million.
Hopefully they find a good actor, because I can see with Tony Stark, you definitely have to get somebody who's arrogant, like Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Because when they're acting, it was just him being arrogant.
It wasn't much of a stretch, folks.
Yeah, it was a stretch. He was being himself, and he also is good at improv.
Okay, we got the 2-minute guideline. Okay, Star Trek. I know you're a Star Trek fan. What do you think about this? We're going to save this for the next show. Okay, so it's going to be a little preview about the show. Everybody knows. Everybody read the blog? Why are we going backwards? Star Trek, where no man or no one has gone before. I want the show to go to the future.
I can't wait
next generation.
Yeah.
Why are we going backwards?
Why don't they have like a hologram captain? Go nuts. Here's a more space aliens, more androids, and more holograms. That's what you need. Holograms, space aliens, and robots. Forget about the humans altogether.
Yeah, they're going to make it like a soap opera.
Yeah,
Like,
give me a snake character.
Now, which of the franchise do you like? The movies, the TV shows, the Captain Kirk, the Captain Picard? Which one?
I kind of like. It's sad to say, my favorite was the first Star Trek and Deep Space Nine.
Okay, interesting choice.
Yep.
I like all three. I did not like Voyager and Enterprise. I'm still scratching my head. Folks, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. I just want to give a shout out to my fellow background actors, Tara, Annie, Jim, David, Joanne, Elaine, Steve, so many other names. Guys, I'll see you on the shoots and the shows. I think where we got
a minute and a half.
A minute and a half.
Anything else you want to say? Well, okay, we're gonna kill. We have full time.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Watch us on YouTube. Like it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a repeat on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, I like the uniforms. I saw that they have the jackets now. Look, now it's all. Now they're finally getting smart. It's all about the marketing and selling the jackets.
That's why they came up with the new costumes. And what's with the zippers? And I hate the boots.
The zippers
the
are
boots
stupid.
Are ugly.
You would think in space you don't need zippers. Who knows? All right, we have less than a minute. Now we say goodbye.
Well, folks, like I said, I'm done. Thanks for watching us. Watching us 29 years on the air. We're going to go all the way to the end of the year. The last month of December, we're going to have 3 shows. So we're going to definitely do a recap on Star Wars and The Greatest Showman on Earth with Hugh Jackman, which is going to be an Academy Award nominated picture. Yes, which I'm in. Ha ha. That's it for me. Anything?
Keep watching, like YouTube, and that's us saying goodbye. Now you say goodbye, and I'll say goodbye.
And may the force be with you. Yes.
Nanu nanu. It's been Frank. This is Mark. Hasta la vista. Bon voyage.
See you at the movies, maybe. We're done?
And now we are. Stop it.
I like that ending. That was a good ending.
Okay, now I guess we wrap up our things and get thrown out like the cordial that we are. Take your stuff and get out of my apartment.
Yeah. Get the hell out.
Get the hell out. I can't hear you. Get the hell out. I'm done with you. I'm done promoting my garbage.
Well, let me just take a quick look at these pictures. Hopefully it came out.